What's up, my guys? We are back. This is the Juice Box. We have
juice.
we have not one, but two very special guests today. Two guys that me and Jake haven't seen in over 10 years.
I mean, a long time.
Like
literally
maybe probably longer.
It's got to be longer than 10
Yeah.
years. I feel like truly it has to be the St. Mike's basketball days.
Yeah,
That's
I was
the
gonna
last thing
say,
I can remember.
back to the St. Mike's days. We got Rishi and Ruru, Chandrasekhar. What's up, my guys?
Hello, everyone. I hate to break it to you guys. I've been watching you for the last couple of weeks, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, I guess we'll just kind of start
awesome.
with you, Reed. Where have you been?
Yeah,
what have you been
what's
up
the
to?
move?
Like there's
Catch us up on life,
Yeah.
guys.
I know that I'm like kissing the mic, but I know my household name. I just like to reintroduce myself to the people that don't know me. I'm Rish. I'm a ballerina coach in Mykonos. Freelance sell nitroglycerin,
Love
and all around hustler. Like just doing well for myself.
good.
Doing well for myself. This is my manager. Plug. Am I too close to the mic?
No,
I
you're
really feel
good.
like
It's perfect.
I'm literally kissing this mic, bro.
You're gonna be eating the mic like that.
No, you don't have to.
You don't-
When I
'Cause
talk
I'm a hungry guy.
Yeah, because when I talk, sometimes I'll talk quiet,
Yeah.
and that way I just always know it's picking me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
So like there are some times where I get like emotional, animated, and I'm talking loud, and the mic
And then
can be all
you-
the way out here. But
Yeah.
I just like to keep it in front of me.
Bet.
Just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm usually like kind of just right here ish. But like Jake said, if you get animated, like you tend to lean back and shit. So. But yeah, so like what's going on? You guys are in Buffalo now.
Yeah.
Did-
Well, you can introduce.
Well,
You can
yeah,
introduce
he lives in
yourself.
Buffalo,
You can
I live in
introduce
New
yourself.
York. You know what I'm saying? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove.
Wait, so how long have you been in New York?
So I went to school in Michigan.
Okay.
And then I worked in Amsterdam for like a little bit, and then I've been in like New York City for like 2.5 years. So like running it back. Running it back.
You're good.
No, like I've been doing like temporary shit for a lot of them, but I signed my first lease in March 2020. So I was
Damn,
Oh,
bro.
Right at the beginning.
And I was too committed because I was just paying for the lease. I was just like in that shit at the heart.
Yeah.
Dude, like Times Square was completely dead. Like, you'll never see that again. Like where there's
Damn.
literally nobody.
Yeah, dude. I remember seeing like pictures of
Yeah.
shit like that, and it
Dead.
is once in a lifetime type
Yeah.
shit when
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
like all these massive cities and then all these pictures of just like the one dude walking his
Yeah,
dog
so
down the
good.
street.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so wait, let's back. How was Amsterdam?
Amsterdam is it's an interesting place. It's a city of vice, if that's what you're looking for. But I have a lot of respect for a couple like random cultures, like the Dutch and like the Koreans and the Japanese in particular. Like there's like smaller nations, but like they punch a lot above their power. Like
Okay,
just crazy stat. The Netherlands is the 4th largest exporter of agriculture in the world.
really?
4th largest exporter of agriculture. In the
Wow.
world. The first financial center is Amsterdam because the first
East Dutch.
first stock exchange was the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yes.
Like the Dutch
Learn-
East India Company, that was the first stock.
You learned something.
Wow.
every day.
Pioneers.
Yeah, and so like they pioneered some shit, and like so USD is like the reserve currency right now. We got some Bitcoin heads up in the room. I know this guy right here.
Oh
but
yeah,
before
we'll
that-
dive.
We're at a
in,
good
we'll
point.
dive into
Yeah,
that.
we'll dive into that.
Before that was the British pound, but you know what was before that?
Shells? Seashells?
No idea.
Netherlands currency.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, Gilders?
Yes.
Gilders.
Yeah. See, like that stuff I never would have even
Yeah.
guessed.
Yeah. It's like the sleeper. Netherlands is a sleeper country. I'll put that out there.
Hell
Don't you?
yeah.
Wait, he does have an outstanding warrant in Amsterdam. I just.
I
I
got
just
a warrant in Amsterdam.
He does have a
I
warrant in-
paid a ticket. I was trying.
That's hysterical.
You're
Yo,
banned.
dude,
You're
the
banned
public
from.
transportation in Europe
If
is
he-
phenomenal. Like fucking trains and flying out and like the whole stuff.
So I heard because I've never been over there, but I hear like if you're gonna take a trip to Europe,
yeah.
it's pretty cool because you can go like
Trains.
everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all
Like,
connected.
yeah.
And like it's like there was like in Amsterdam, there's like a single car that you could use for like sort of like buses, like different forms of transportation, like subway system, and like stuff like that.
Damn.
It's like modern shit.
So I'm wondering like so I forget what the fuck it's called, that the hyperloop thing here. Do you think that'll
the
work?
hyper.
The
Boring company?
the
Elon's?
oh like
Yeah,
the
the
Yeah.
Elon
Oh,
thing.
super
yeah,
fast
yeah.
train shit. Yeah, I mean, there's like speed rails in Japan. You ever seen that shit where they go
No.
like
Oh,
200,
the
250 miles per
Magnum,
Magnum. Yeah, it's like magnets on each other, and there's like super fast rail, and it's literally going like 200, 300 miles an hour.
They're
Okay.
hovering, bro.
Yeah.
It hovers. It's like in a little guardrail, but like It hovers and it just goes like super fast.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think, dude, trains like I ride. So I used to ride like a lot of like Greyhounds and Amtrak's and stuff like that. And, like,
Okay.
you see like this like gritty underworld of America. You don't
Yeah.
really find like other parts or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a different because there's like a certain station in like the eating room basically where you can like walk around and shit like that. And I was just thinking like luxury trains, which is like a thing in like Europe, like it can be actually a proper comfortable experience. And so like I can see a lot of like value in terms of like developing like that in terms of transportation.
And that's why we're here. The brothers are joining forces to start a
Yes.
hyperloop, a hyperloop train in Wheeling. Fund us, our organization.
No, go ahead.
we got the brothers episode. That's what I was thinking
That's
before
what-
you guys
yeah,
came
oh.
over.
Well, yeah, no, because obviously,
Yeah.
2x2.
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
I knew you were coming, and then J2's like, I think his brother's coming too. I was like, fuck yeah, that's tight. That'll be
sure.
The
dope.
brothers. Oh,
But yeah, no, that's super sick. Me personally, I've never actually even been to New York City, to be honest with you.
Serious?
See, that's why I was
Yeah.
gonna
Damn,
ask you a
I'm
bunch
through.
of New York.
Damn.
Are
you
you
go straight into
guys
it.
you guys like the city life?
Yeah. So this is my
here
pro
we go.
conclusion
Here we
is I want to work in Manhattan, live in Brooklyn, and eat well in Queens.
Okay.
That's the pro method.
That's the move.
That's the certified method. If you wanna do it
Okay.
properly.
So you're a borough boy. You dink and dive and everything.
Yeah, dude. It's the thing about New York that's so dope is like no matter how obscure or like random shit you fuck with, if you dig deep enough, you can find a community of people that are on the same wave.
Oh, I feel that.
And so it's like finding that and the diversity of like ideas. Like Queens is the most ethnically diverse place in the world.
That's where Action Bronson lives.
That's sir.
Yes,
for
sir.
Flushing.
Bro,
Flushing.
I-
Flushing. Shout out Bronson.
I love Action Bronson.
Yeah,
He's so sick.
Yo, and Flushing is full of like sort of like East Asian people and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like it's a real like it's like a center for like Chinese immigration.
Okay.
Right.
So are you in New York as well?
I live between the city and Buffalo,
Okay.
and right now we're getting hit with the fiercest snowstorm.
Absolute
Yes.
fiercest of all time.
Fiercest. Once in a lifetime.
Well,
As I was
I
It
knew
has
like
never snowed this much in the history
You
of
will never
ever.
see this again.
well, dude. The guy. So the guy.
You remember
one.
the Ice Age?
The guy I was
Part two.
The guy I was telling you guys about, that YouTube guy, he's like, he was sitting there talking. He's like, this has a chance to be the biggest blizzard since 1978.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like,
It's like fear. You should do that. We should increase fear mongering.
oh yeah.
Increase the
Dude,
fear.
that's what, dude. It's crazy.
It
That's
sells.
what it always comes down to.
yeah,
Just
fear
scaring the
sells.
fuck out of the population.
Well, because like when I would put these things on YouTube, obviously like you wanna tag certain things that trigger when people search, delete it to the video, but they may not be searching for the video.
Yeah.
So it's actually wild. Every time I put crazy shit in there that we may even talk about for 1 second, the traffic on those videos is just insane. It's literally, we live in like a clickbait,
Yeah.
fear-bait
Oh, yeah.
culture.
Attention, bro. That's all you need to harness.
Well,
seriously.
Attention, and you're good.
Well,
good.
I was talking about like sometime on here a couple weeks ago. It's like all we are is just consuming shit, like content. That's like what humans have just become. Like, who can make the most content, and that's all we want to do is just consume this, consume that, and then it's crazy because you're right to the fear mongering, especially on the news too. Like old people, like. Old people in the news fucking are crazy.
It freaks me out.
Like I talk about it all the time. It's like,
Dude, like our mom watches CNN and I'm watching it. I'm like, bro, how can you do this?
That-
to
that's
yourself?
what I'm
Like, what are you
saying.
just, you're
That's
just
a-
plugging yourself right into the matrix.
Brainwashing, bro.
yeah,
entirely.
that's what it is. Like,
Anytime
they're
I go
straight up
anywhere,
getting
like,
brainwashed.
why
by
do
the
you
news.
have this on TV right now? Like, watch an animal documentary, something that you can learn something actually. Because that's what I never was a news guy ever. And then when the pandemic started, naturally, that's kind of when I tapped in because I thought I was figuring things out. And then I realized in the end of April, probably, me and JT were just like, we're not like watching this shit anymore. So we just watched probably days
Bro.
worth, hours worth of just animal documentaries and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Between like Netflix and Disney Plus,
Sure.
there's a lot of nature shit
Yeah,
to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
We were like on a wave, just watching,
Yeah,
just turning the lights down, lighting up a doobie or something,
Yeah.
and just fucking watching animal documentaries.
Okay, the question is, what
Have you seen
top three-
Fantastic Fungi?
No. What's that one
Level
on?
6.
Do you know?
Take a hero dose of mushrooms and watch Fantastic Fungi.
Okay.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, all right.
Yo, question: top 3 predators.
Top 3 predators, I would say.
This is great. See, I love these. I love these.
Do you
kind
want
of
me to
questions.
rank them or just like top?
Ranked.
Okay.
Ranked.
Oh,
top
ranked.
I would say probably 3. 3 for me is a grizzly bear.
Okay. All right.
2 would probably be a lion, and then the first one's probably like a it's either between a jaguar or a tiger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably tiger because tigers are bigger, but I think
Respectable.
jaguars are more agile,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
are the 3rd largest big cat in the ecosphere. So that would be my 3.
I was definitely gonna have a grizzly bear on there.
Okay.
On
Grizzly,
there.
okay.
Those
Respect-
things.
Respect the Grizzlies.
Those things are fucking terrifying. Man, this is a great question. Because I know, like, if there's some statistics, it would be like something you
could do,
wouldn't
like kill
even
rate or
guess.
something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grizzly. Grizzly's definitely one. Man, I mean, there's so many big cats to pick from.
Right. Yeah.
I would go. I mean, I feel like lion definitely has
Yeah.
to be one, right?
Yeah.
And then, ooh, this is tough. Grizzly bear, lion, and then you want to say like a shark, but like I'm throwing that shit on there. Fucking great white shark.
Well, I'm pumped you said that because as soon as you were going to end, I was just going to say I'm disrespecting the shark just because I'm not in water all
Yeah.
the time.
I was gonna bring that up immediately. If you're like in a fight with a shark, right? Just get out of the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
get out of the
it.
water.
That's it. Just
For
get
real.
out.
Who do you think you can? Who do you think would win in a fight?
Ooh,
You, JT, or a great white shark?
I'm taking
No.
hey.
Great white JT or a great white shark?
if I get him on a bad day, I
Not
got a
even-
chance.
No,
Punch him right in the nose.
Dude, JT's
Right?
left hook is killer. Killer.
It's weird about sharks because obviously you would never be able to do this in a squabble, obviously. But the trick to beating a shark is to flip it
Yeah.
upside down.
Oh, because you can't like swim right.
If,
That's
if
how
you
orca-
flip a shark upside
straight up,
down,
yeah.
they freeze.
That's how
Put him on tilt.
That's
Put 'em
how
on
Put him on tilt.
You guys play poker? You guys play
No,
poker?
no,
Oh.
no.
you're a big poker guy, aren't you?
I'm a big chess guy.
Chess, that's it.
Okay.
Online chess,
This
right?
man's a poker freak.
I'm a poker guy. I'm a poker guy.
We have a debate between like what's the better game.
Okay.
It's a question
Chess
if you
is
like
definitively the
randomness
better-
or
no,
not.
no, no.
Like how
We
much do you like
played-
randomness? Because chess there's like no randomness at all. It's pure your decision. And then poker's like you can make the best decision 100% of the time and then still lose.
That's a
Like
good
it's
point.
like so you gotta be
point.
comfortable with that.
I think, but honestly, I think like if I was to be good at either one, I think I'd rather be better at chess.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think chess
Respect.
is a cool.
Yeah. No.
I think it's a definitely.
Shout out Magnus.
It's
Shout
a
out
cool
Magnus.
game. Like
what's that dude's name? Nemus or is it SBF, the cheater? The
Yeah, the dude that put the anal beads in
Anal
his
probes.
butt.
Yeah, bro.
That's a-
Alleged anal probes. Yeah.
That's a wild story.
He was like, he's too good. He's got to have an anal probe. Like, how is he going to that mental conclusion immediately?
I mean, dude, that is like a wild story to think. Again, I don't know if it's true or not. It could be.
No, it's still allegations.
So like,
yeah, like
to
what
just
the
put that
fuck?
thing in your ass and then just have somebody ring
Yeah.
it for a move is nuts.
yeah.
Like beep beep beep, and then you're just like, oh, like how do you not jump or like, I don't know. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
turn the sensitivity on low. That's
Yeah.
the secret.
Yeah,
The secret's about the sensitivity senses of the anal probe in your ass, and then you can beat any chess player in the world. This is the pro tips.
Every time you get an orgasm, you're making a correct
You're like,
move.
oh, that's the
You have to
checkmate.
get off to make the right
Like
move.
5 buzzes to orgasm. You're like, oh, okay, I know what the move is.
It's
now.
like
Okay, I know what to do here.
It's like checkmate. They just don't turn the buzzer off, and he's just like, oh.
Really happy. Nemus is really happy about this win.
he's like trying to stand up,
like-
but he's
yeah,
like holding
it's
on the
just-
desk. He's like, just,
It's like, damn, this dude really loves chess.
This dude really
He's just straight up in love with the game of chess. He gets
That's
off
so
on it.
funny, dude. Like, what about you? What about you guys? Top 3 Preds.
Yeah, let's get your top three predators.
Top 3.
Just off the dome.
Just off the dome. All right, I gotta put T-Rex. I gotta throw T-Rex. in
okay.
that
Of
category.
course.
I did not say extinct
You
or
did.
alive. I did
That's
not
correct.
specify that. Top two. I'm gonna be with Cobra. I like that Cobra venom.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
that's
that's
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
Cobra venom.
That's a good one.
And I'll put number 1 as humans because pure technology.
Dude,
I can murder-
facts.
Oh, I saw.
You
ahead of
stole
time.
my way, bro.
Oh.
You stole my way.
Yeah, but look at that. I'm saying like pure like murderous
Dude,
brutality. Like we could drop a bomb on Hiroshima and blow like hundreds of motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
Hundreds,
Seriously,
thousands
though.
of motherfuckers up, right?
Humans fucking suck, low
You know?
key, dude.
Well, I'm
We
talking
just
shit.
We are
kill
savages,
everything.
though.
Yeah.
Predators, right?
And it's like the deeper shit is like not just like the violence, but like getting in someone's head, destroying them psychologically.
Oh,
you can only
yeah.
do that to a human, right? You can't destroy like animal psyche.
Well, that's like. Well, first I'll let you answer first. What's your 3 predators you believe?
Number 3. You gotta give it like the tension, right?
Yeah, you gotta build it up.
Number 3, saber-tooth tiger.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Super vicious. You wanna fuck with them. If I could have any attribute, it would be saber-toothed tiger fangs.
That would be sick.
Coming on your face.
Number 2, most dangerous game. Have you read the story? Most dangerous game?
Is that one of the
Most
dudes
dangerous game?
hunting people?
Yeah.
Hunting people, whatever. Yeah.
Straight predator. Humans are number 2.
Number 2.
Number 1. I don't know number 1.
Well, dude, I mean,
I
you
keep it empty.
you
You
could-
never know what
Yeah,
the
true.
you don't know the
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 greatest
number-
predator is unknown.
The unknown. Number 1 is
That's
the
a good
unknown.
one, dude. Because
Ooh.
we had a discussion. Hell, it's probably been weeks ago now because these just all run together. But if you take the big predators now, shrink them down to insect size, and make the insects as big as like the
Bro.
predators are,
Yeah.
they might be more scary.
No,
Like a
it
praying
was,
mantis?
it was what would be like the most dangerous living thing if everything was the same size?
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is what it was. Because imagine like a bee or a wasp
Yeah.
as big as like
Or
a
a fucking scorpion or something
yeah.
crazy, the size of a human.
Like
Fuck
a
that.
praying mantis or something like insane to where I mean, dude, I've watched videos of them just destroy bugs. The praying
They
mantis.
do go crazy.
And
They do.
The question is, what size would you normalize to? Would you make them all small or would you make them all huge?
I'm looking for like a 3,000-foot cockroach to just like
Whoa.
take over the entire planet.
Yeah,
bro.
because
that's fucking
Because if
scary,
it's all super
bro.
small, it's a different game. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Right?
just imagine if
Let's say like everything was like a human
our
size.
size.
human
yeah.
size.
Human
Human
size, okay.
size. Human size.
Which would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Truly.
No, completely. Like,
Because like you'd be walking outside and just imagine like bees and flies
You're
now.
like, gee,
Yeah.
you could fly.
It's like you look at
whoa.
Humans are the number 2 predator, but we would capture and use bees as
We
flight.
definitely
we would
would.
fly with bees.
100%.
We definitely
Float
would.
like a butterfly, sing like a bee.
Ooh.
We would have bee butterfly economy.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Dude.
We would just straight up like be living like the Pokemon life. Like we'd have like flying on my Butterfree around
Yeah,
town. That'd be
sir.
sick.
And honestly, with all that, ants would probably be the smartest out of all of us if we were all human size.
Oh, just off brain capacity.
Yeah, just off like how
and
they
they'd be
work
strong
together.
as fuck.
Yeah. Dude, they're the most durable shit.
Yeah, it's like
How much?
No, it's the crazy shit's like it's like ants have like a certain terminal velocity, like the fastest speed it can fall, like
Yeah.
through air, where like even if it lands on the ground at terminal velocity, like it can survive up to a certain height. You know what I mean? Like that
Dude-
durability is like no matter how fast you throw me, literally by physics, I'll still survive.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Wait,
like,
check it out. Arizona State University study. According to different estimates, ants can carry 10 to 50 times their body weight.
bro.
That's
50x.
crazy.
So how much do you weigh? How much you weigh?
like 240.
240? 240 times 50. We got math guy over here.
What's up? 10,200.
Jesus.
Motherfucker, if an ant can
what the fuck?
imagine an ant just punching you with that much force, bro. You would incinerate, bro. You would decimate in front of you. Oh my
Literally
God.
just explode.
Dude, ants would be able, like 2 ants would be able to carry multi-million-dollar mansions on their back, moving them from wherever you want to go.
That's insane, bro.
That is
I didn't
insane.
even- That's crazy.
Dude,
yeah, like
worker
The amount of
ant,
transportation.
bro, right? Like the worker ants to like build shit.
Holy shit.
would be
Yeah.
crazy.
Like,
Yo, it's crazy. So if bees would be at the top of the colony or top of the like whatever like the life stack, whatever you want to
The
call
food
it,
chain?
whatever. Imagine the size of like the honeycomb shits.
Oh.
Like skyscapers, like
Bro,
we
honeycomb
could live in that
skyscapers,
shit.
And you're like looking at that shit.
Dude,
Like, how do we invade
dude,
this time?
we would fucking cure world hunger with all the
Yeah, we're just
fucking.
attacking
You'd all
bee
be
colonies
full of
with
honey,
fire.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
that's
honey.
the strategy.
Dude, I feel like honey definitely has to be one of like the tastiest and
Honey's-
most healthiest
yeah.
things.
Honey's
you can
dope.
have.
Love
my
honey.
favorite, I used to be a barista back in the day, shout out. But making an espresso, shaking it ice with honey, my
Top
man.
tier.
Yes.
Top tier.
You get 6 shots of espresso, good bit of honey, ice, shake it up.
Dude, because
I'm a
good.
big tea guy. Like I
Tea
like getting
guy.
some tea.
What
Like
type of tea?
I have this ginger peach turmeric tea,
Ooh, turmeric.
and then I'll put some honey in it.
Dude,
Delicious.
even like if you're trying to eliminate creamer and stuff, if you put honey
Yeah,
in black
dude.
coffee, mix that up, it's so good.
So good.
It makes
Honey.
everything good. And
It's
then
the only food that doesn't expire, correct? Honey?
I don't know, but
that
I
sounds
would
pretty
believe
sure.
that.
I'm
Sounds
pretty
like I
sure.
trust it.
It
Yeah.
sounds like
sounds like something I'm riding with.
We are the #1 most credible podcast in
Oh,
the universe.
yeah.
Oh,
You guys
In
didn't
the
know that?
fucking universe.
Juice.
Dude, literally sidebar real quick. So we do a gambling podcast. And,
Oh.
and one of my buddy's cousins listens, and he called him on the phone. We talked about this on yesterday's episode. He's like, if anybody actually listened to what you guys said about the sports, you guys are just so wrong all the time, all the time. That's what makes it fun.
does
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it
yeah.
fun.
All
Yeah.
we're looking for is like confidence behind the guy,
Dude,
like making a
that's it.
prediction, you know, like
That's
some shit like
it.
that.
Yeah, dude, it was like
That's
there was
literally-
last year we were talking about coaches and shit, and I was riding with the team, and I kept saying the coach's name. Literally hadn't coached there for like 3 seasons, and I had no idea, like just shit like that. It's
But
so-
they
so
respected the energy, so they didn't say shit, right? Like,
Jake,
that's
would
how-
you,
that's
would
how it
you
goes.
do like horse race gambling?
So I'm not into that, but I would love to learn about that.
Well, here I'll tell you, we've actually started a Nixon family tradition.
That's true.
Will this be the third or
Third
the
year.
fourth? Third year, we always have a big Kentucky Derby party, and we all
Oh.
do
What's
our
that?
own little
Like a
pool
little
in the back.
bracket.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
little bracket kind of thing.
On the
No, so
but
we
should.
Yeah, yeah. We've just been like basically everybody throws $100 in. We all get here. We all draw horses right then or there. And literally, the horse that won last year
Oh my
was
god!
the horse that wasn't even supposed to be in the race.
So yeah, so listen, the horse that won the Kentucky Derby last year was an alternate. He was not even in the actual lineup because one of the other horses got hurt or disqualified or something before the race. So this dude that is the alternate to the Kentucky Derby, the odds were like
99 to 1.
99 to 1,
Oh.
and this motherfucker wins the Derby, and it was
crazy.
electric.
That's like Manu Ginobili, greatest six man of all time kind of vibe right there.
Yes.
Dude, it was electric.
Dude, I'm
what was the name? What was
Rich Strike.
Rich Strike?
I'm anxious to see how many other shirts you have on throughout this episode.
He's
My
just-
man, I
just
wore
keeps taking
layers because it's
It
cold.
is- it is
but
so
it
cold.
is nicely temperatured in this room.
Well,
I have to say, I do want to say up front, thank you for welcoming us
Yeah, hell
into
yeah.
your abode.
Yeah.
It's very courteous, and your
sure.
place is fucking sick, bro. Very
thanks.
homely.
No, I
I
appreciate
enjoy the
it.
studio, enjoy the place, and I appreciate you having
No,
us
of
on.
course.
Dude, I was so excited. Yeah, JT hit me up. He's like, dude, they're going to be in town. Should we record? I'm like, hell yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yes, sir.
like it's fun. Don't get me wrong. What we do now with our like consistent people that are on is a great time. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
for me, it's more fun having like new people come down and just be able to talk, just feel each other's brains out. Because again, a lot of people don't realize we come down here with zero plan. There's like no agenda. We might have a couple things that happen throughout the week that we want to mention, but the fact that, and it fascinates me every time, the fact that there are times where we sit down here, we all look at each other and we're like, what the fuck are we going
Yeah.
to talk about? We hit record and then you look up and it's fucking an hour and 20 minutes in. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
This to me, this is the most fun thing that a human can do right now in today's society.
Yeah, for sure. Talking with your boys, like chopping
Dude,
it up.
it
There's
is.
nothing better.
It
There's nothing better in life, bro.
Agreed.
There's nothing better. Okay, driving fast, that might be a contender.
you're
That's
right.
fine.
Driving
Yeah.
fast might be a contender. But I'm going to have to expose you, Jake.
That's fine.
This show has been scripted from the start. This show, everything is by script. We
Put the cue cards
I
down.
told you not to say anything.
Jamie, pull up the.
Yeah. Put the cue cards down. Get the fuck out of here.
There's something very therapeutic to it.
Sure.
Talking with the boys every week, just if you had like, there's been multiple times, and I know Jake probably the same too, where you're like, "Fuck, I'm just not feeling it,"
For sure.
and then you come down and you just let it all go, and then you just feel better after.
Yeah.
It's just
cool.
it's like it's an odd thing because if we were talking here without mics, obviously we'd be having a great time and a
Sure.
great conversation. But when you add the element of knowing that there's like a microphone in front of you and things are getting recorded, it sucks some kind of like whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever out of your brain or body to where you just get so excited to do
Sure.
this.
It sort of like amps up the table stakes. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you can
does.
Say something that's interesting, something that'll like push the boundary forward a little
And
bit.
I get excited because I'm like, who's gonna say something that they shouldn't? All the time, all the time.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so great.
Dude,
Let's play the game. Who can get canceled fastest?
sometimes I'm like, man, I don't know how we haven't, because just by accidental, like, say something, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you guys, switching gears a little bit, back to the city life. All right, because
Can I
I'm
make one comment on the horse racing?
yes,
Horse racing?
yes.
One, I find it I don't understand it that much that right now, but it is a game that can be beat. So there was this, I forget, it was like a few years back, but it was like a group of sort of like AI kind of quantitative researcher type of stuff, and they built like kind of like really advanced models to do it, and that sort of they just kept like developing it or whatever. And it's like the highest, basically the highest stakes stuff is in Macau, and like there's certain like Chinese communities where you can't just enter in. do it or whatever.
For
but
sure.
They'll do super large size bettings, and that they actually took Macau for $1 billion, and then they got banned from all betting communities now.
No way.
Yeah. So it's like it's something where like. In fact, if it's a game of probabilities, right? So if you can figure out the right probabilities, you can make it, and it's mispriced, then you can always make money off of it.
Yeah,
right?
because
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
when I
Yeah.
think of gambling, I'm always just trying to bet like the winner, and that's what's hard about horses. It's like you do the trifecta bets of like first, second, third, like all that kind of stuff, and that for me right now is just like so over my head.
Sure.
But it's something hopefully that I eventually can learn because betting on like events like that, there's nothing better than betting on combat sports though. Combat sports betting, like UFC betting, even boxing betting. Not so much boxing now, but betting on guys that like enter that octagon and you just know.
Very
like,
primal.
This is a
Watching-
primal,
yeah.
savage experience that we're about to watch. It's so fun.
It's like sometimes even like when you think about sometimes when people like invest in companies, they invest in like who's the leader. It's
Yeah.
like you're betting on the person. It's
Agreed.
Like, what is that person going to do? Regardless of what you throw at him, is he the type of guy that's going to handle it and take the win?
Yep.
And like that's it's interesting to do in that context.
Back to betting on like horses, and there's some dude. I love betting on races, just like NASCAR,
Okay.
horse race. I want to get into. I just haven't watched like Formula One. I think I would enjoy that, but like something about like watching a race and your guy is like close to winning, and there's money on the line. There is no like just pure like electric going through your veins.
Sure.
Because me and Jake, I don't know if you guys. We talked about it on here before. We went to our first NASCAR race in October. Okay. And we
Lot of beer.
What's that?
A lot of beer.
Yes,
Lot
a
of
lot
beer.
of beer. Before we went down, we agreed on who we were going to bet on. Okay.
Because we didn't want to bet against each other.
No, we
So-
were like, let's pick a guy. We put $25 on him, and because it makes the stakes more.
Yeah.
Watching the race, you get way more into it when
Yeah,
you
you got
got
skin in the
something
game.
on
Skin
the
in the game.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short, we go there. Our guy ends up fucking winning.
We were going nuts.
Dude,
We were going
but
nuts.
the
What kind
rate,
of odds was it?
The odds are.
it was like plus 1,600
yeah,
or something.
1,600 or something like that.
Dude, and it was on like the last laps. He cut into first,
Okay.
and me and Jake,
Oh my god.
we were going fucking
Bananas.
crazy. We were like,
Bananas.
"Go, you motherfucker!" like as if he was like our best friend or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was
Because
sick.
it was like one of
Yeah.
it wasn't your traditional like oval track. This was more they call it a roval, where like
It's a
there's
road course.
big
There's
turns,
multiple
but,
turns.
Yeah, multiple turns and shit. So when you come around those short turns and the cars are bunched up, you're guaranteed for a wreck almost every single time.
I got you. Sometimes you just go for it.
Oh, it's fucking
just go
crazy.
for it.
And our dude literally switched tires out, I think, a couple laps before. And our dad's texting us while we're there. He's like, Chris Bell might win. He's got fresh tires, and he just fucking scooted right past all
Yes,
these dudes,
sir.
wretching fucking everywhere. It was awesome.
That's
It was awesome.
sick.
But
They
what-
should do professional go karting.
dude, that would be so
Yeah,
fun.
that would-
Professional go karting would be fucking incredible.
start
And
it.
betting on it,
Let's start our league.
we're building it. Okay, the train. We're building a track on the organization. We're building a go kart. Fund us. There's going to be a link in the description.
Yeah.
A link right here to the donated charity. And
Dude, but that's the shit people like to watch, though, man.
that's what I'm saying. It's more the competition, dude. Competition makes everything better, bro.
Agreed.
Everything, any aspect, whatever. That's why I love chess, bro. It's a game. Going back to the betting, right?
Yeah.
The poker. The odds. There's a built-in movement. Every piece moves a certain thing. You can't there's no chance. Every piece moves in a certain way. It's a game of like equal odds and equal competition and strategy, and I just love the game. Bro. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. And betting's cool because it gives that we played a game of chess earlier yesterday, and he was saying like, oh, we gotta add chance odds. It's not superior. What we did was every move, say like a pawn was attacking another pawn, instead of me just saying like, oh, my black pawn takes your white pawn, we played rock paper scissors. So it'd be like rock paper scissors, and whoever wins, they either
Whoa.
if I won, I take the pawn. If he won, he
You just, like,
defends his place.
defends
So
his
I
position.
lose my pawn.
Oh,
That's like a
sick.
Do you
double
see what I'm
whammy,
saying?
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Play it at home, guys. It's pretty fucking fun.
So it could be like a situation where it's like one move for like the person to checkmate, right? So it's like
Yeah.
imagine the like queen coming in to like block all of the space, and then you could run rock paper scissors and then lose, right? And it can like obliterate their entire offensive strategy.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I don't know. There's something like so curious to me about because I'm on the opposite pole from him as far as like I just have this love for like randomness and like figuring out ways to control randomness, have a strategy where you can overcome the randomness. I think that's like super interesting. So like introducing elements of the game, it was kind of
Well, dude, so then you guys will love this. I literally just saw this for the first time last week. There is a new league that's going around where it's a boxing chess league. So what they do is the first round, they'll play chess for 4 minutes. And if somebody doesn't win in that 4 minutes, they get up and they box each other for a round.
Okay.
So it's adding the element of getting your ass beat, being tired and like banged up, and also chess. So then if somebody doesn't win that, then they sit back down for another 4 minutes and play chess, and they just keep going until somebody wins.
Okay.
And I was like, this is insane.
My God.
Yeah.
Who thinks of shit like this?
That's crazy. It's like adding push-ups to a podcast or something. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like every couple minutes, whoever's like last talking, you just get on the table and just do like 10 push-ups.
Yeah,
real quick.
exactly.
All right, guys, we gotta keep going.
Yeah.
It's great. That's wild.
It is wild.
I'm about to look that up.
Like your mind going in like a million different directions at once.
Yeah.
Did you guys know Wheeling does like a really big Connect 4 tournament every year?
No.
No way.
Where?
It's like they'll have it at one of the shelters up at Ogilby. And it's like an annual thing now, and there's like a ton of people that play.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure as of the last couple of years, it was the largest Connect 4 tournament in like the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My boys really like
That's
Connect 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know the most humiliating thing in Connect 4?
What's up?
When someone hits you with the Connect 5, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just demoralizing.
They
It
just
is
fucking
so
wrecked
bad.
your soul.
They said you are that trash at this game. I just got 5 in a row. You
Yeah,
didn't even know I won.
I feel like if something like that happens, you just have to retire.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you
just
gotta-
take the L and move
Yeah,
on.
it's like, all right, this is fun. I'm moving on to something
Like
else.
after like chasing like a like a kickball like in school, like
Yeah.
like chasing it and like it's going away. Nothing else is more bitch than losing Connect 4 and a Connect 5, bro.
It's so true.
I can't even.
It's so true.
It's just pure emasculation.
For real.
Yeah.
So I'm actually getting ready to move to Atlanta,
Okay.
actually, for work.
The
So
6.
big city. Thank you. Big city life. But one of the things I'm most excited about is trying a bunch of different food. Like going to restaurants.
That's part of my New York mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
This
what
is
I was
why
gonna ask
now
you.
it's returned.
So I know there's a gajillion places to eat in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. But like if let's say me and Jake, we're going with you right now to New York. We're gonna
Heard
go
of Rollo's
eat.
in Ridgewood?
We're going to eat. Where are you taking us?
Hit him with the
What's
map.
up? I'll show you the map. So like part of
Okay,
my
so
shit-
we are restaurant degenerates, bro.
I love
We
that.
try
Yeah,
food everywhere.
I love that, though.
It's just absolute irresponsibility.
While you're pulling up the map, I'll just
You can
explain
choose.
the Buffalo Wing Trail.
Oh,
There's Buffalo, New York,
For sure.
originator of the Buffalo Wing. They have a Buffalo Wing Trail. We've hit how many have we hit?
I don't even know, like 9, 10.
There's like 13 or something. And
So are these your
rent-
places? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah. That's like a filtered list. So I've gone to more than that, but those are like ones that meet the cut. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Gotcha.
you gotta have
That's so tight.
Sorry, Rishi, go ahead. Go
quality
on.
standards.
what was this?
What were we?
Wing
Buffalo
trail.
The wing
Wings.
trail.
Wing
the wing
trail.
trail. Sorry about that.
We tried like all these spots to find the best wing. It's crazy because we definitively found. Okay, we haven't hit all of them. There's a place called Elmo's,
Okay.
literally 10 minutes from our house. Double dipped wings, best wings in Buffalo, bro. 100%.
Really?
I'm gonna say it right now.
Really?
I'm gonna say it right now
And it's
on
like
the internet.
beat up hole in the wall type of thing, right? So it's like
Best wing.
it's like so I got like 2 metrics when I'm buying clothes: swag per use and price per use.
Okay.
And so if you take that equivalent of swag per use within like a culinary context, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that like the quality relative to the cost.
Yeah.
It's like when evaluating that, some of that shit's kind of phenomenal. Yeah.
So okay, so I
we'll
know
talk about New York food.
nothing about
Yeah.
nothing
we
about
got to do a
Buffalo
whole other
wings.
episode
Yeah,
just
yeah.
on New York
Yeah,
food
yeah,
because we'll talk
Yeah,
for
little-
3
yeah,
hours.
Yeah, you got pit stuff on wings.
Have you guys been to a place in Buffalo called Wing Nuts?
I was gonna ask about that.
because the only reason why I asked, so the Barstool guys, they have
Shout
a
out
good,
Portnoy.
Shout out Portland.
yeah, they have a good relationship with the city of Buffalo, and they always go to this place called Wing Nuts.
Oh, really?
And eat wings in Buffalo, and it's one of those places where you don't even go like sit down and eat
Yeah,
at.
it's like takeout only.
You like call an order in,
Yeah.
and I guess it's in some kind of union building. I think, like, yeah, like,
We're definitely driven by it.
yeah, like
'Cause
he,
I've seen well, I mean, you can't base anything off of a picture,
For
right?
sure,
But
for
like
sure.
they look incredibly.
they're
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah, it's actually it's like sometimes it's like there's some things where you think it's like there's only like a certain number of ways to do it. But
Yeah.
then like when you realize like there's certain people that get deep in the game, there's like actually like alternative like preparation styles
Yeah.
and like layers to the game. It's like there's like a ton of different kinds of like wing textures you can
Yeah.
find within Buffalo. So,
And
like,
what-
yeah, it'd be surprising.
what was it? Was wing nuts.
Wing
right?
nuts, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, with the Z.
You got to
Z.
pull it up.
Yeah. So
Wing,
yeah,
wing nuts with a Z at the end.
yeah. I guess that's one of the places that they always go every time they're in Buffalo. They say they're unreal.
We got to try it, bro.
So-
That's mission. That's
It's
our
on the list.
What
in,
is-
in
is-
the in the video game of life. That's like mission. Like that's
That's one of the.
We gotta-
yeah,
we gotta
you
check.
gotta beat
Objective
that.
Side
acquired.
quest.
Objective acquired.
Is that an app? A food app or
What's that?
something you're
No,
using?
no. This is
You
so I
can-
use Google Maps to actually navigate, but like the Apple Maps thing, you can like just make lists and it just visualizes it like
Oh
real
man,
well.
I need to do
Yeah,
that.
you have to
it's
start
just
doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
It's
Because
bullshit,
I'm
man.
trying to do something like I want to
Yeah.
go try all these places
Yeah.
and like document it. Like that's I didn't realize you.
Yeah, that's sick.
We were thinking about doing that. Like we had a lot of sorry, I'm like
You're
wait.
good.
No, you're good.
We're
Hey,
we
that's
hit a lot of restaurants in Buffalo, and I'm thinking like, yo, we have them ranked. I'm like, we gotta like make a blog or some sort of video or some sort of content that shows like what our taste and other people. Like, say you guys come to Buffalo and you just like stumble upon like, oh, what are these brothers? What? Oh,
Yeah,
they live
no,
up-
for
sure.
They try these. Oh, maybe we'll try. You know, like that's why I respect you guys. Like you, as you were saying earlier, a lot of people consuming content.
Mm-hmm.
You're out here actively making content,
Hell
making content.
Hell yeah.
I
Well,
respect that.
well,
Thank you.
it's so easy now because like any of the new phone cameras are literally
Dude.
quality to any
Mm-hmm.
anything you can buy. So like I basically will almost level up every year on the new iPhones because the cameras that they put on these phones,
yeah, dude.
like that's the camera we use to record everything. And
This
then
is iPhone.
that's
Yeah.
literally just my phone. And then you just sync the audio and the video. It's insane the quality. So like you guys should do that. You literally could do it with the phone. Just buy one of those like stick things that you plug your phone in, and then you guys would be good to go. I'm sure.
Dude, you got that. You guys would be electric walking around, fucking doing food
Yeah,
reviews
it'd
in
be sick.
places.
It'd
That
be
would
sick.
be so sick.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We should get a what are those cameras? The Red Raptor VV. Do you know what I'm talking about? With the movie camera.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Like a black box
Well, you
camera.
punch it on
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you-
just straight on a black box
Just-
camera. full
yeah.
bunch
Just
of-
dog shit content.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I didn't realize how expensive cameras were until we started doing this.
Dude,
Right.
Yeah,
cameras
it's all
are
game.
expensive.
Because like in the beginning, we bought like I think I bought like $100 or $200 GoPro, which worked. But like then once you realize shirt
Oh.
number 3, then
He's good to go. He's good to go. I'm ready, ma.
Getting absolutely slaughtered for my shirts. Come on, man.
then once you realize how easy it is, it's quite an addictive thing to do.
Yeah.
Truly. And I feel like you guys would crush it, truly. Be fun.
Be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with it.
for
Till it
real.
works.
But yeah, back to Atlanta food.
Well, no, I was gonna go back.
Oh,
So to just food in
just
general.
food. Just
Callback.
food. Just
Callback
food
to
exploration.
Call
Callback-
back to
call
food
back to
because
food.
we love food.
Yes.
So what is your like favorite kind of like genre of food? Like I love barbecue food.
Okay.
Respectable.
I love pulled
Respectable.
pork, baked beans, coleslaw,
Ribs?
macaroni, cheese,
Yeah.
ribs, all that shit.
Yeah.
So like if I had to
So good.
pick like my favorite, I would go with barbecue. I'm curious as what
Have
are
you tried candied bacon, bro?
candy bacon?
When did we get that place?
Let's get it like steakhouses. Steakhouses
The-
will do like a candied bacon kind
The,
of.
what was that place? The Hutch's in Buffalo. They
Hutch's.
have
Hutch's
they
candy.
have this
is
like
good.
bacon slab that's like candied. It's like
It's basically
sweet.
caramelized. It's functionally
Oh,
caramelized.
okay.
Like a caramelized.
I
Oh,
but
feel
it's
like
a-
I
okay.
might have had a piece of that before
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's, like,
like
at
a-
steakhouses. They'll usually sell you like thick cut bacon, and then
Yeah.
like someone will have some like kind of like house technique or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
So
That
it's
sounds
That's
amazing.
like crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's like intuitive. Like not intuitive. Like innovative barbecue.
Yeah, I
Innovative
mean,
barbecue.
on that point, I don't know.
It's hard to pick, right?
I think of like food as sort of like another discipline, similar like music or like film
Yeah.
or the art or stuff.
It is.
Like a
I
genre
agree.
in that
I
sense.
agree.
And I don't know. I've always just like this idea of like people that like push the boundary or sort of like experimentation
Mhm.
in some broad sense. And like I don't know any sort of cuisine that takes that kind of like let me be avant garde with it.
Mhm.
Like I like that. Just as,
Okay.
like, a
For sure.
concept. But like in terms of like cuisine wise, there's something about like the Spanish tapas,
Okay.
kind of like with the presentation, the emphasis on like size and like the way the dishes come out, where it's like more like a experience proper.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? Like there was like when I graduated college, my favorite Alventura in Ann Arbor. And that I fuck with this place. So I've been in like 3-4 times, but like just like I just wanted to like try everything. So I literally ordered the whole menu. And
Hell
I was
yeah.
like, just send that shit out as it comes. And it's
Dude,
like,
that is awesome.
That type of experience is like shout out Spanish food.
Best tapas on that experience. The fucking date nut bacon wrap. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, bacon wrap date.
It was like the
With the
nut
nut inside.
combination with the date wrapped in bacon.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
My man, chef kiss. It's so good, so good.
Yeah,
If you ever see that, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm just addicted right now to any and all Mexican food.
Okay.
Mexican food is
This man
good.
has beef with-
I've
I
got,
lo-
I've
I
got
love
some, I've
Mexican
got some
All right,
problems.
let's go.
with-
Let's
I've got
go.
some-
Let's go right here.
Straight into it. No, it's just too like I'm very particular about kinds of cheese. I'm like the biggest fresh mozzarella dick rider you'll ever meet in your life.
Okay.
This
But,
man's
like,
this
at
man's
the same
diet.
time, I like abhor American cheese. Like you'll
Okay.
never find me. You'll never catch me with that, right? But yeah, no, it's just like the combo of just like rice, beans, and cheese.
Yeah.
that, like when it's done minimally, like I've had like Mexican food is really excellent a couple times, but like sometimes I feel like it's just like just too much shit.
Yeah.
and then I'm getting destroyed later. you
I
know?
don't disagree with that. Like
Same.
the Mexican restaurant that's right down the street from here. I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding.
is really
so like
very
for
good.
work, I go around West Virginia a lot. So I'm always trying like different restaurants around there. This is probably down the street, no bullshit, the best Mexican food I've ever had in my fucking life.
Okay.
And I don't know. There's just something about like tacos, burritos. Like I'm not even so much like I like the rice, but when that stuff comes out, I kind of stay away from that. I'm more just eating the actual entree itself.
Okay, I got you.
So like I'm just like addicted to
Dude.
tacos and burritos and quesadillas.
yeah,
all that
tacos
shit.
are always a slapper.
What's
So
your guys'
fun.
favorite cheese? Favorite
Oh,
cheese?
Pepper jack.
Pepper jack.
I was
Respectable.
Straight out, ready with.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
gonna say-
you had that. You had
Yeah,
the
the gun
Jay
loaded.
said-
The
Yeah,
gun was
that loaded in the
He
chamber.
said, I've had this answer prepared for months.
Wait,
Waiting
wait
for someone,
a minute.
Waiting for someone to ask me.
Alert! Cheese alert! Cheese alert!
I really like a nice pepper jack. I like provolone cheese too.
Okay. Okay.
I like a lot of cheese.
You like it on
Honestly,
subs? Like provolone
yeah.
on subs?
If I get like
That's
a
the way to go.
Subway, I'll usually put provolone.
That's
on
the way
it.
to go.
Yeah, there's a place down in Center Market called Valley Cheese, and she has like so many different cheeses and meats down there. And there was one time I had a it was like a buffalo chicken cheddar cheese or buffalo
Dip?
cheddar some cheese. No, just like normal
Just straight up cheese.
straight up cheese and,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and put that on my sandwich, and it was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, I'm a cheese fiend. He's very particular in cheeses. I eat any type of cheese at
Yeah,
all, bro.
I
I
feel
love
like
cheese.
I'm the same
Cheese
way
is one of
with
my favorite
cheese.
categories of food. Like ice cream, cheese, and like meat. Like those are my
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude.
wait. Top 3. Wait, you already asked. What was your original question?
Like
I'm
I
losing
said,
tangents. I'm going.
you're,
tangents.
dude, we're good. We're letting it
We gotta
fly,
s-
baby.
It's
We're
scripted.
letting it fly.
Yeah. This is part of the script.
I said,
This is part of the
I
script.
asked like what your favorite like. I said genre of food.
Genre.
Yeah.
Genre.
I don't know. I have to. Of course, we're Indian, so like my mom's dosas are fucking. You've had dosa? Okay, so it's kind of like a crepe, but
Okay.
Okay.
like better.
But like
It's
better.
Yeah, yeah.
No. The crepes are
Way
sweet.
more savory.
It's savory. It's a
Yeah.
savory type of. My mom puts like egg, she'll crack an egg onto
Oh,
it,
okay.
and I put a little olive oil. It's so.
Oh yeah, I
simplicity,
would
but
love that.
It's so good, bro.
Yeah.
But I guess like I do like chicken makni, butter chicken.
Okay.
People are fans of butter chicken. Here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so tough to pick. I love.
It
chicken.
is. It's
I love
hard.
chicken wings, bro. Like
I love chicken
Deadass,
in
like-
general.
like fettuccine alfredo is like probably one of my favorite foods. But like chicken wings are just
Yeah.
so reliable. Like
They are.
where did we go yesterday?
Market Vines?
Market Vines.
They
Market
have
Vines is
great. Did you
good.
get their wings?
Yeah.
Dude,
Flavors
I
are
got
good.
garlic parm with hot. Dude, that shit was.
Well, I
fucking
tell you
great.
what, if you guys are getting eat food today and you don't know where you want to go,
Yep.
pickles and
Yeah.
their wings, I swear by they're like
Trust?
my favorite wings. I get a hot honey garlic flavor, and their
Number
wings.
4?
they're,
Dude, it's like-
if you guys are wanting to get wings again today, I'm.
Are
telling
we
you,
trying to get
try
food right now?
Try
Yeah.
pickles.
Are we
Yeah.
trying to get food right now?
Dude,
Are we about to get food? Are we about to get food? Let's like okay. Keep it running, but we'll be back.
We'll
in
be
like,
right back.
We'll be back. And we'll be right back.
But yeah, no, like pickles wing flavors too. It's just it's something truly like I think I can't tell if it's because I like the wing more or their sauces.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the big debate with pickles. Like Drover's up in Wellsburg, their wings when they actually come out, they're limited on sauce flavors, but the wing itself
Like
is
the
like
texture and shit.
perfect.
Yeah.
So like that's the one battle I love wings, but it's always like I like them crispier with the sauce to where there's some places around here that'll bring them out and they're I don't want to say
Undercooked or
undercooked, but I'm just so used to crispy, so
Gotcha.
it like feels undercooked, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, no, wings fuck.
what? is that from Silicon Valley? The dude, he's like, this guy.
Oh, this guy
fucks.
fucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Silicon Valley, great show.
Yeah, I want to ask you. This is a pivotal question. This
Yeah.
is a pivotal question. I will have a different viewpoint.
Okay,
I will look at you differently.
okay.
Ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, see, now I'm nervous because I
I'm-
don't know what you want me
Ranch
to
or
say.
blue cheese?
Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with it. I'm going ranch.
Jake?
I mean,
Rishi's pissed at me.
I-
No.
I-
I'm saying neutral.
I like ranch.
All right, it was great doing the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I love ranch, but I do like blue cheese though too. That's
yeah,
the thing.
I like both. I'm not like ooh, like fuck blue cheese, but like normally I will go ranch. Yes.
The reason I rock with ranch is because I can dip my wing and my fries in. Not saying fries are bad with blue cheese, but in terms of like the combo of everything, I like having that central thing to where I can dip both in, if that makes sense.
I agree. I see what you're saying, but I think the dipping of the wing sauce into the blue cheese mixed together adds an element to the fry.
That's
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
that's true too.
You're
That's
good.
true too. I didn't actually even think about that.
Damn.
Yeah, it gives like secondary. So you have the not the bland flavor, but the flavor of blue cheese
Yeah.
with the fry. Addition, like eating the wing with it, mixing the flavor of the wing sauce with the blue cheese, and then dipping. It adds.
Dang, you
it's
got
so
this
many
down to a
different flavors.
science.
Yeah.
I'm serious about. I don't fuck around with wings, bro.
I love that shit too. But
So-
yeah, so are you guys heading back up north today?
Tomorrow morning. with
Through
these
the
guys.
snowstorm.
Yeah.
So
We
did
were-
you
we
did you guys
we were
fly
looking for
or
when
did
it's
you
going to be
drive?
the
Oh,
worst,
we drove,
and
we
then that's
drove.
when we're driving.
Nice. I love that.
You gotta
attitude.
maximize the pain you subject yourself to.
Hell yeah. Well,
Increase stress on your life. Take on more stress.
Hours wise, it's only what 4. It's not that far
Yeah, it's
from
four-
here, right?
four and a
Oh,
half.
damn, that's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit.
The only reason I know about Buffalo snow is because one of my coworkers in my region lives up that way, and she all the time gets her van like snowed in and shit,
Yeah,
so she's
yeah.
unable to work. So like I know that the Buffalo snow is definitely some serious shit.
Yeah.
Are do you guys like all 4 seasons of weather? Are you more warm, cold?
I'm more a cold guy, but like the extreme where like it's like too much snow, we can't do anything. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
But like brutal heat, like I'm so Sahara Desert shit. Like
I
would I
feel
rather
that.
be in Antarctica or Sahara Desert? I'm picking Antarctica.
I'm honestly not even to disagree with that because you can always put more clothes
Yeah,
on.
when it's
Yeah.
too hot, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I like winter. Like I always liked winter. I always enjoy when it snows. Like you said, you don't want it to snow fucking 6 feet or whatever. Like I always think snow's a vibe. It's like it's beautiful, you know. Like especially when you're at home and there's snow on the ground, you're just like all warm and cozy and shit. So I like the winter. It's tough.
Snow-
I could go. I think I could go all year round if it like 50s, 60s all year round. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be cool with that.
It's like Southern Cal weather.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I like that weather.
See, snow for me, and again, this might just be something that I made up in my head. I don't know if this is scientifically proven.
Yeah.
But I think when snow's on the ground, it's not as cold
Bro,
outside.
that dude.
I think you're onto something.
versus
I think you're onto something.
I feel
versus
the
when-
same way.
if it's 20 degrees outside, no snow, it feels much colder than 20
Dude,
degrees outside, snow on the
it
ground.
does.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know if I don't even know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
like a
I kind of agree with you. Being in Buffalo, like, I never even thought that's never even come to my mind.
yeah.
But now that you're like laying it out, I kind of agree with you, bro.
It's weird.
I kind of do agree with you.
I know.
That's crazy. I never even like have that
That
concept.
makes sense.
It is weird. Because I agree. We
Yeah.
talked about this.
And-
It's a weird it's a weird
And I
thing.
love when snow's on the ground because it's a natural street light. Like
Yeah,
having
the light. It reflects
the
light.
moon reflecting the light and all that. It's like
Yeah.
brighter out. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool to live somewhere just surrounded like a Breckenridge
Yeah,
type town, where
like
it's
a
just
mountain
snow
town where
all
it's
the
just
time.
snow all the time.
But I
yeah.
feel like you definitely would get annoyed by it quick. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
fucking know, man.
I mean, it
we
becomes
were-
the baseline at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is just normal. Right?
yeah,
What's
yeah.
that song by Taylor Swift? The one we were jamming out to. She was like, it was like snow. We were thinking about though, like if there was a beach that just had snow,
snow on the
it,
beach.
but it was warm, but it had snow. So like somehow, like
Whoa.
the cold from the snow, but the heat from the sun, and a beach.
Be sick.
That'd be a
Bro.
fire destination.
It would
Dude,
be.
I don't know. There's a Netflix docu series with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
It's called Down to Earth, and he goes like to all these different places in the world, and he went to Iceland, and Iceland just looks sick, beautiful. But there's this beach because it's like on top of or like near like a volcano or whatever. So the beach, you're in Iceland, so it's cold,
Oh yeah.
but this beach is like warm, and they actually cook this bread. They bury it under the sand, and they cook like
Yeah.
this cakey bread thing. And I'm like, that concept is just crazy.
Yeah,
like
just
you're
doing
in like
so
a
much
freezing
opposite shit
cold
going on at the same
place,
time. Yeah, and cooking it.
and you're cooking food under the beach. You're like, hold up, like this is wild.
Yeah, because it's like the sand is like old volcano.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like near a
ash.
volcano or whatever, and it's just warm. It's just always warm.
That's
But
wild.
you're in Iceland.
Yeah,
and you're
one
like,
of the
what
shits
the fuck?
I always want to try was in, I think it's in Egypt. They dig up a big
Camel,
pit in the
right?
sand and they put it like a camel, and then they cook it for like multiple days, and then like days underground camel meat.
Damn, I didn't even know.
Cooked desert sand. I don't know. I want to try that though.
Damn.
Seen it. Have you seen them flip it like onto like the big platters and shit?
Like a
They
big
take a
ass,
whole
like
ass thing, put it on, and then lift the thing and just spreads. It's like a straight up feast.
I didn't even realize people ate camel meat. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Are you lying to us?
Yeah. What?
Are you lying to us?
No.
Do people eat camel?
No, it's like Mongolians.
No,
eat
I believe
horses.
you. I just never even
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have
it's just
thought
different. I think
about
it's like
that.
different customs and different. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like eating cat in certain parts of China is like a pretty
Whoa.
standard norm.
Yeah.
You know, like you seen that one market where like the Wuhan bat was, whatever they sell like wild. meat.
Yeah,
Wild
dude.
stuff,
It's just
dude.
like
Yeah,
at
the-
some
the-
level, like humans can eat all meat if you have a good enough intestines.
For
It's
sure.
just like there's cultural norms about certain shit you eat versus what you don't.
Dude, so speaking of Egypt, I just watched a show on Netflix called Ancient Apocalypse, and it was Graham Hancock, who I only know him from being on Joe Rogan's podcast, but like I've read stuff up on him. And it's like this whole series basically explaining that they truly, I can't remember the actual year point, but it's like 12,000 years ago when the asteroids hit the ice age and all of the snow and everything melted. They believe that humans at one point were an advanced civilized society, kind of like how they are now, like not with
Okay.
technology and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
but that would explain how all across the world there are pyramids built that nobody can explain how they were there, and everybody just is like, oh yeah, they built them like 3,000-4,000 years ago, but you expect humans that far back to only be hunters and gatherers. So their argument is, how were hunters and gatherers able to build all of these pyramids?
Completely, yeah.
And it's very interesting.
Aliens.
It's very
Throw the History
interesting.
Channel on.
It's just because like they'll find old cultural writings, and every story all across the world involves like a cataclysmic storm event with somebody showing up teaching all these cultures how to build and do all these
Sure.
things. And they all have serpents, which they believe are the comets or the asteroids that came down, because in the sky they look like snakes.
Yeah.
So like it was
Whoa.
very interesting.
Jeez.
Just because you said Egypt, it
Yeah.
made me think of that, because the amount, I don't think people realize the amount of manpower it would take to build like a pyramid that big.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. I think the common narrative is there's like a ton of slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Like
I
You could
just-
do a lot with.
Yeah.
He's going for the first cancel.
Yeah. So
Graham Hancock, he has this theory on like the human-sized ants that carry 50,000. his theory on.
Here's the theory of the ants demonstrates it.
Have you guys also seen where they made? I feel like all my pieces of weird knowledge I have are from watching Joe Rogan. But anyway, in the Amazon, like the forest is so dense or whatever, but there's like old cities like under the forest of the Amazon,
Oh,
but you can't like not under,
It's
but like the
wild, dude.
forest is
Oh,
so
is it the
dense.
stuff where you like excavate it and then
Yeah,
like-
find it and vet it? Yeah.
there's like a thing
old
called
cities.
LiDAR, to where they can look now, and they've found all of these like street routes and like a civilization that once was there.
Yeah.
And the weirdest part about it is like all of the plants that are in the Amazon, and I always fuck up this word, they shouldn't be there. So somebody had to plant all of that stuff in that area.
Okay.
And they think that at one point in time, there was like a massive multi-million like population that lived in the Amazon.
Oh, really?
So all of the worldly shit is crazy, and I do think it is insanely arrogant the older I get to think that we're the first humans ever on this rock that have figured out how to live this way.
Dude,
You're right.
It's
kinda
crazy.
egotistical, right? It's egotistical.
It's
no,
so
humans
arrogant.
are straight up arrogant as fuck.
It is.
Like just as a whole, I would say.
I would say like if they were that like if there was like that efficient society, do you think that they would be like mining like oil and coal and like the standard energy stuff?
What do you think
Like,
they would be
wouldn't
trying
they
to get
have-
from the Earth?
Well,
Yeah.
Like,
they
Wouldn't
were
there be evidence of that?
their argument is that they were so dialed in with astrology and the stars and how everything worked in that route that they really think they were able to create natural tools that would quote unquote work the way today without any power behind them. Like there were certain
Like they just didn't get that far of how they would actually work. is
yeah,
what you're
and
saying.
I guess there was a dude that was just on the episode that said they're making an engine right now that is you won't have to put gas or anything in it, and it always figures out ways to recharge and whatever just from what is actually in the
Got you.
Like, whoa,
combustion
natural system. Yeah.
combustion system. That's what it is.
Was it
There you go.
Carno
You
engine?
figured it out.
Yeah, and,
Carno engine?
and
right?
Yeah, I guess maybe my question is like, do you think that they would be as advanced? Like, do you think that they could have had the equivalent of an iPhone?
No.
Back then. No.
I just
Okay.
I think they were more advanced in terms of like had like tools locked in, like
Okay.
medicines, like how society worked. They were more locked in. But in terms of like TVs
Yeah.
and stuff like that, I don't think that stuff existed.
Yeah.
But I really actually believe it now. The more that I read and learn all this stuff, how could everywhere around the world have all the same exact stuff
Aliens,
without
bro.
people supposedly
I'll go
without
back
people
to aliens
supposedly
every time.
knowing that there were other peoples on other rocks?
it's cool because like there's like Library of Alexandria, right? Burned
Yes,
down. All that
yes.
knowledge gone. So we don't even know what knowledge we had that got destroyed.
No.
We might just be
Bro,
uncovering shit, right?
right.
We might be back like, dude. They probably already figured this shit out. They probably were past like this is probably primitive to them.
I know.
They probably had something where like it was in their mind already. They had computers in their mind. They
Neuro
don't even need
Neuralink.
this shit.
Yeah,
yeah, Neuralink.
Shout out Elon.
But yeah, it basically the story was that when the asteroids hit the rock and everything started to melt, it was over a couple days. The ocean rose like 400 meters in a matter of days, which would have wiped out.
Speaking of
so
the
many
ocean,
people.
what do you guys think about the ocean? Is there like some
There's
crazy
you
ass
actually
shit
fuck
down
with this.
there?
This is one of my theories from my dad. So like, have you heard there's some shit in like the continent of Lemuria?
Lemuria.
Okay.
Lemuria, have you ever heard of it? It's in some video games. Like it's like a
Atlantis.
concept.
Oh,
But it's like an Atlantis type of shit. And basically, like my dad has this theory that there's a continent in the Indian Ocean that has been sunk that like due to like water levels
believe
at
it,
some point
dude.
with some shit like that. So like lost continent where there was like
Dude.
the source of like
super
knowledge and shit like
advanced,
that.
Dude,
super
that-
advanced
yeah.
civilization.
Because if
The ocean is scary.
if you think about it, there's no, at least from what we were taught growing up,
Yep.
there's no way that all those people got on all these different continents without there being land connected to get there.
Well, the theory is it froze over and there was like a land bridge due to like the ice age.
Yeah, and
shit
like
that.
Pangea and shit
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
that.
shit like that.
pancreas.
the Bering
Yeah.
Strait.
Yeah, it all that stuff's been fascinating me as of late. That's kind of what I've been putting my attention on because I just sit back and laugh thinking like the arrogance of humans to
Yeah.
think that we're the creme de la creme. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's wild.
This is kind of interesting as far as kind of tying on this arrogant concept as far as like our understanding of the world. And that's like, so it's like I'm not someone that's like anti-climate change or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
But like in the sense of like we should do whatever the most we should could to be like as sustainable and renewable
sure.
as possible. But then to have the claim that we understand the environment
Oh,
well
it's
enough
crazy.
to like actually so the whole thing is like we only have one trajectory of history, right? The events that we've seen, right? We don't have like a counterfactual, like another way the world would have gone. right? If we had, like said, like not done like oil mining or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? And that it's if you actually look at like longer history of like the Earth, it's like shit is always changing. Like,
For
there's, like,
sure.
natural heating and cooling cycles, right? And that isn't to say that like whatever these fucking PCS kids that are gluing themselves to like old artwork and shit like that, whatever they want to think, right? That like
Let me throw
they can
oil
still
paint
influence
made of oil to protest
exactly,
oil.
on oil, and that we don't have any evidence of what it would be like if we didn't do that,
For sure.
right? And that if we see that there's like these, sometimes it's external, sometimes it's internal, where like like ocean levels rise and fall, like things get hot, things get cold, and like it's on some level it's about like the planet sustaining itself, and like we put in this position like humans are like the best that the world has to offer, and so like we should think about the best world as the one where we survive, but like that's not really how like evolution and like planetary shit goes, right?
Amen, dude.
Stuff
Completely,
dies off, stuff grows again, right? But is the planet surviving? And that kind of this idea of like I think it's like I'm not anti-climate shit, but I think there's a ton of arrogance in the position where people are so confident that like what we're doing is like bad for like the environment.
Yeah.
I guess.
No,
Which
I agree.
I agree.
I agree with that. What you were saying, like I think the Earth will always find a way of like correcting itself.
1000%.
Like that, I think the same way about
Yeah.
that.
It's like it's an adaptive system.
Yeah.
Adaptable. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
It
It's
adapts
super
to the
adaptable.
sort
Yeah.
of the
Well, what was that place in Russia, Chernobyl? It's like they always said
Yeah.
that nobody was ever going to be able to live on Chernobyl again, and I'm sure
Like
there's
even
still
plant, like
plant life and all
that
that.
is cool. Like it said, like nothing will ever be able to exist or survive here again.
Yeah.
But there's plant
Animals,
life
there's
growing
plants
there.
back. Like the
Yeah.
Earth will always find a way to
Yeah.
correct itself, and could not agree more. It's like we think we're going to do something to sustain our lives,
Mhm.
but in reality, it's like all it takes is one of these fucking rocks
Yeah.
to steer one
Dude,
way
isn't
from
that
space, and we're
crazy?
dead.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
could just
yeah.
get fucking demolished
Yeah.
by a fucking comet at any point. Like
yeah.
it's crazy to think about that. Like you could go down such crazy rabbit holes in your mind if you
Sure.
sat there and just started thinking.
Just tweaking small little
Yeah, there's
bits.
so much
Yeah, I was like, dude, like random. Yeah, like some comet could like change its trajectory randomly and just crash land on Earth,
Yeah.
and just
And that's
humans
it.
would go extinct.
that's it.
Like
Well,
it's
that-
crazy to think about.
That's kind of interesting. I kind
I feel
of
like a
just
pool
kin-
ball effect
kin-
too. It
yeah.
could be like the comments like a weaponized attack something else.
Sure.
And it just sits off and just we're just what's it called, shrapnel? Like
Shrapnel,
Yeah.
We're just getting
Yeah,
taken out.
Yeah.
take it-
Like,
that's
it's
that's
just
the
like-
end. That's the
yeah.
end. That's the full history. No, I
Yeah.
mean to kind of time this idea of sort of like arrogance, whatever, like good or bad, like oil and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's how do you put it? Like
Like like what I'm thinking is like it parallels what we're arrogant about is like human life. Look, think of our cycle. We were born, we're crawling on 4 feet. We can't even like fucking. We're crying all the time.
Mm.
We get to a point where we're like, our age, like we're peak adults, right?
For sure.
But it just we slowly deteriorate as well. Like we're gonna be at the we
Yeah.
start as babies crawling, shitting, crying. We end up like that, bro.
and then return back
When
into
you're-
the
Yeah.
cycle.
And then it's a repeat. It's a cycle that has to be like done. And the Earth is adaptable, and it's taken. Dude, so many people have lived here, gone.
Prior,
come
not
back,
even people,
culture-
just things.
things,
Right.
Yeah.
And it-
entities.
like there's this interesting line between like where we're calling it good or bad
Yeah.
at some level, right?
Yes.
Right or wrong, right? And that like when you think about it, it's like as sort of as societies develop, right? We're saying things like racism is wrong, or like making decisions based on like gender is wrong, whatever, right? In some broad sense,
Yeah.
right? And if you think that same concept, like when we're talking about good or bad in this moral context, right? We're being racist in a sense about humans versus other species.
For
Yeah.
sure,
Yes.
dude.
No doubt.
For
right?
sure.
It's
100%.
like how much
Bro.
value do we assign to other things? So it's like we may be the most developed thing right now, but if some caterpillar gets the right evolutionary trajectory and it's like a superhuman, like
Oh,
20,000 years from now,
completely. Yeah,
we're like, doesn't that thing have a lot of value?
100%.
Yeah.
Right? And then
We're sapien supremacists, bro.
yeah, exactly.
We're
exactly.
sapien
It's-
supremacists.
And like, dude, there's this deeper thing about like
Yeah.
climate change. and
You know what
shit
I'm
like
saying?
that.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
that's
human
what it is.
racism. I mean, the anthropocentrism is like the technical term.
Well,
for it,
dude, and
whatever.
that's
It's like
why
so-
Getting all.
No, I mean that's what.
that's why I always
for
laugh.
the literature.
I laugh about like the good or bad type thing that you're talking about, because yes, there are things that are good, and yes, there are things that are bad, but also the thing that everybody forgets about is that's just by perspective.
Exactly.
So like
Whoa.
so like I can say this is good and this is bad, and yeah, there might be a lot of people that agree with me or disagree, but that's just all a perspective type
Yeah.
thing. And I feel like that's something that people don't think about in any faucet of life, is that like it all has to do with how your brain perceives things versus like
Yep.
set in stone black, white, gray
Exactly.
type situations.
And
It's
so much of
very
that's like a
fascinating.
function of your environment. Too.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting because especially because like our parents are immigrants. And sometimes we see things from like a third world perspective.
Yeah.
Right. Is that a derogatory term? Like I cancel off that. but no, it's something like I look at these fucking kids piss me off. You know, these people are like gluing themselves to like art that's been preserved for hundreds of years and shit like that, right? And it's like. Yeah, it might be easy to take your Mercedes Benz that your dad bought you to work, right? But it's like, why should you like have to pay for a different car when at the same time there's like people in like India or rural villages in Africa that don't even have energy. They're not even have any electricity at all, right? Like, what is the trade off there? Like, it's something where like because we've done all the dirty shit in like the early 1900s in terms of like post World War II, U.S. responsible for 50% of the world's manufacturing, right? And like that shit like. Sinclair, there's a whole bunch of shit about how bad the conditions were at that point, which is what China is doing right now, right? And that we have this kind of like from the West, this like moral superiority because like we've advanced enough that now we can come up with new ideas that we just think that like people from like the rest of the world that don't have it yet, they just matter less. Precisely.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. And it's like even here in West Virginia, there's places throughout the state where there's people that are still living without electricity and shitting in holes.
Yeah.
So like so like the fact that stuff still exists in quote unquote America.
Yep.
To act like that's not happening everywhere, it's just like back to arrogance.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Motherfuckers be spending like a year's salary to buy a pair of sandals in third world countries, bro.
Yeah, precisely.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for
Dude.
real.
I don't know. We take for granted. I think a lot of people take for granted what they have, bro. They're not grateful. Like, people aren't grateful for like, bro, you're breathing. Like, you be happy. Be grateful that you're existing and
For sure.
provide value and like live life, bro. Like, I don't know. It's very simple. Like, people complicate life and
Oh yeah, I'm big.
And
That is such a powerful statement
It
because I
is.
agree with it.
right?
Yeah.
Like you don't. I don't like to generalize. Like when I say the word people, but like you're right. Like people do make life so damn complicated sometimes.
Sure.
Like it doesn't have to be like we can, like you said, just live and be happy and take each day for what it is.
Yeah.
And then you'll get wherever you're going. You know.
strive. Like,
Yeah,
strive,
exactly.
Have goals.
Yeah,
strive
exactly.
for something you want to do. Have be in a state of where you're like achieving something you want to do, bro. I know you guys want to do this podcast. You want to be successful. You put in the time, put in the effort, put in the content, put your personality. It will be successful, bro. It's not even a like an inkling to me that you guys are gonna like blow up.
That would be sick.
I
utter and
appreciate
complete
that.
confidence,
Sure.
bro. I've been watching you.
Juice.
I have the Instagram messages, bro. When you guys started, I'm like, JT, you're about to blow up, bro. I knew it, bro.
Dude, I know
Like,
you've been
bro.
supportive since the beginning. I know.
But it's like too. I know obviously things like anxiety and all that do exist
course.
for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
But to eliminate that, all you have to do is just step back and think, a rock could literally kill me at any,
yeah, it goes
any
back.
moment.
What
in
is
time.
separating me from death right now?
Yeah.
Not very much.
Any moment in time. So like, yes, I know things get stressful, things happen, but the thing I like to always say is life is hard enough. Why make it
Dude,
harder for
I
yourself?
I saw something.
Completely.
Bill Burr. You guys know Bill Burr, comedian.
Yeah.
Of course.
Something he said. Now this is a paraphrase. I'm not going to say it exactly how he said it because I know I'll
Steals
fuck
bit.
it up.
Steals bit.
But he said something like, "Why?" He said, "Just act like everything's going to be okay, because if you're worried about something happening and then something bad happens, you like suffered twice."
For sure.
Right.
Oh, yo.
It's like
Yeah.
just live as if everything's gonna be fine,
Yep.
and then if something isn't fine, you just handle it then.
Sure.
And
It's stoicism, right? It's
Well,
stoicism.
and-
You can't control it.
for sure.
Yeah.
You can't control it. Why worry about it and fear?
It's
and
because
the
you
fear. Yeah.
you literally like are suffering twice.
Yeah.
You're
You literally
worrying
take it
about
twice.
it. You're worrying about it, and then the bad thing happens.
And one thing I always thought was so weird because I used to do it myself. It's like when you're in moods, like let's just use the bad mood. You're telling yourself like, what can I do to get out of this mood? But while you're in this bad mood, you're listening to sad ass music.
Sure.
You're watching sad things on TV. You are putting yourself in front of sad situations. No shit, you can't get out of that fucking mood.
Dude, yeah.
You're never going to be able to get out of something if you are indulging in that thing.
Sure.
And I it's something I will
yeah,
never
I'm a
understand.
firm believer in like having your daily affirmations.
For sure.
Like, I'll wake up, like I'll have like I have like a list, a note thing. Like I wake up, first thing I do is I'll read it. Like, for example, it's like, I will be successful. I will lead a happy life. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, because you can just tell yourself, you know, even if you're having a terrible day, if you're telling yourself it's going to be a good day, it's going to be a good day, you can turn it around.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
If you're automatically waking up, you spilled your coffee, your dogs are barking, you're like, fuck. Yes, those days happen. But if you can just turn your mind around and think, okay, it's going to be a good day, it's going to be a good day, you can make it a good day. If you're automatically thinking negatively in the morning, you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't care like what you believe in, whether it's like any of the kind of religions, or if you believe in like a power or a force. It's like that stuff is real. Whatever you want to call it, the energy, whatever's up there, you get what you put in. So if you're out there, you're spreading positivity, you know, yeah, you're going to walk outside, you're going to bust your ass on the ice. Is that going to suck at the moment? Yes. Is that going to ruin my whole day? No, dude. Yeah. It's literally like 2 minutes that happen. Yeah, my fucking neck hurts, my head's bleeding, I just busted my ass. But if you then turn that around, figure out how to turn that into some kind of positive force, and pray or believe in whatever you want, you will get stuff in return. And I feel like it comes back to what you said. People, they just take things for granted. They don't realize that where we're living right now is almost, I'm sure there's other places around the world, but because I live here, it's like it's like the best it's going to get. You know what I mean? We got water, we got food. We got shelter. What else do I fucking need?
Yeah.
What am I so upset about?
Well, bouncing off your point of the ice, right?
Yeah.
You can't change it. It happened.
It
Deal
happened.
with it.
Yeah.
I think, dude, people think like you shouldn't. I'm pro pain, bro. The more pain you go through, the more you understand,
Yes.
develop yourself.
Yes.
I think it's good, bro. I
Growth.
think
Yeah, there's no
My
growth
man,
without
it's
pain.
facts.
there's no growth without pain, bro.
Agreed.
Facts.
No growth
Yes.
without pain. People are fucking fearful. Don't be. Don't be fearful. Grow and do.
You got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
You have to.
You have to.
And it's like the scariest shit you can do, but when you come out of the other end, some kind of crack just like runs through your body, and like the adrenaline rush that you get from it is just, it's an unstoppable feeling.
And you can say like, yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah, for sure.
I handled that.
For
no
sure.
issues.
Dude, don't make life fucking harder than it has
Let's
to.
do it.
My bad.
I'm jacked up right now.
I know. Agreed.
Yeah, it's like achieving things that were thought impossible is like the most liberating thing.
It's the best.
It's like the most liberating thing.
What was that? What was the thing? It's like it's like the 4 minute mile was impossible, and then
Yeah.
one motherfucker did it, and then like 2 weeks later, like 10 people did it.
Yeah.
If someone if you think it's impossible, it's never gonna be achieved. If you try, do it,
Yeah.
get there. Anyone else, they're like, yo, this motherfucker did it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something now and fail, but at least I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
100%.
I mean, at least I
100%.
tried.
I love your background on your computer. It says, "I will make crypto quote $1 trillion."
Oh, dude,
Dude, but that's what I'm talking about. That's an affirmation right there. You read that every time you open up your computer.
You know why I do that? I'll be working, and then I'll be like, I try to stay focused.
Yeah.
Flow state working, and then I'll be like,
And then it'll
I'll
idle.
Be like, all right, yeah, let's just like hit the vape, like go on my phone, and I see that I'm like,
Dude,
back
that's
to work.
it though.
That's what I
That's
do.
what I'm talking
I'll
about.
do
Yeah.
the affirmation thing.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm like brush my teeth or I see myself in a reflection.
Get a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm not used to that.
Start
No,
eating the
you're
mic
good.
again.
You're good. You're good.
Anytime I'm like brushing my teeth or I see myself in a reflection, I'm like, what I affirm, I say, I will take action.
Yes.
That's what I do,
I
bro.
love it.
That's what I do.
Love it.
That's what I do. Because you can't think, nothing happens just through thinking. It's fucking through action, bro. If you're doing something, momentum, it builds. Whatever it is, bro. Any type of, what I tell kids, bro, fuck school. Just literally, bro, try something, make some action, make some movements. You'll start putting a network and pieces together where you can conquer. Anyone can conquer, bro. There's so much money in the world, there's so much like experiences. Like you can understand the world so much better. People are brainwashed, bro. People
Yeah,
are brainwashed
yeah.
and thinking like, you gotta do this, get a mortgage, get the degree.
No,
Oh my
dude,
God, bro.
I know.
Let me tie this because I kind of a technical point, but I think it makes sense. Shout out Kant. Go ahead, Kant. Okay, so we're trying to like
Kant's categorical imperative.
no, something different. Something
Okay.
different. Basically, it's like we're trying to like improve our like condition in the world in
Yeah.
some sense, right? You're trying to like better reality, right? But it's like when you think about it, all that you ever perceive is your perception of reality, right? And that perception that you have, right, that is a function of your mind, right? And that the perception that you have of reality is not truth. It's something that is it's a partly true, partly constructed by your own mind.
Amen.
And that if you can kind of figure out ways to psychologically induce yourself so that that perception is benefiting you to better maximize yourself in reality, then you should be doing all that you can
Amen.
to be doing that, right? And like I said, interesting, kind of like like another random fact, like similar to like the 4-minute mile. They did this test where they put kind of brutal experiment where they took rats or mice or whatever, right? And they like put them in water and gave them like a little bit of headroom, right? And then saw how long they would do to survive. So that if they just putting in straight, they averaged about like 20 minutes, right? And that so that was on the first one, and then they did one where they put them in the water, and then when they gave up, they put them outside and then let them like kind of walk around for like 50 minutes until they were like dry, and then return water, and then put them back in the water, and then when they tested the average length for the second one, it was 72 hours.
Damn.
What?
72
Whoa.
hours.
That's crazy.
Holy
Confidence.
fuck!
72 hours.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's like they were confident that
They
if
were
they
gonna
swam
get
long
they-
enough, they were gonna get out.
Oh,
Yeah, they had
Right?
Wow.
And then like
very-
here's
that's
another
very
one that there's if you ask like trainers that were like professional or people that are training like fast athletes,
Yeah.
whatever, and then tell them to run at full speed and then average their time and then tell them to run at 85%. They run faster when they're told to run at 85%.
Because they're not thinking about it.
Exactly, because they're not saying like this has to be the fastest thing. They're psychologically induce themselves like doing all sort of the
Whoa.
negative feedback, right? And so like there's a certain idea about basically like you're trying to improve yourself in reality, but all you have access to is your perception of reality, and whatever in that you can control. If you can do things to make it in a positive fashion, you can achieve way more than you think.
Yeah.
Prior.
It
Yeah.
is amazing how true that is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Shout out Kant. It's like he says it in like really like fucked up terms. It's hard to read, but like that broad point is
Hell
like
yeah.
really true.
Fuck yeah.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Gang.
Dude, I can't believe we're at an hour and 16 minutes already.
Holy shit. Oh damn.
That's
well.
that means.
Time flies when you're
Yeah,
having fun.
dude.
Shirtless.
Shirtless.
We go shirtless. Fuck the shirts, bro.
Tarps off.
That's so great.
I literally did wear 6 shirts. It was cold.
It is cold.
It is cold.
It's
It's
not cold down
freezing.
here though. It's fine.
It's like -2 or -3 outside
Something like
right now.
that.
But so something I kind of want to talk about, something that I know about, but know like
I'm gonna go
really
pee real quick.
nothing in. What made you like jump and submerge yourself into the crypto world? Like how long in advance were you dealing with all this stuff? Like is this like I'm just fascinated by people that are in that kind of realm, because for me it's like obviously I heard of like Bitcoin and stuff in like 2017 or 16, but I'm just interested in that whole.
Yeah, so I got into Bitcoin in 2017
Okay.
when that bull run was happening. I like started understanding, and I was like, all right, there's something here. And I was like buying it, and I saw the price movement, and it was like gambling for me. It was kind of like, why not throw it in there? It felt like gambling in a sense. I saw the price increase. I'm like, yo. I started understanding like value increases in something that's like actually like intrinsically mathematically scarce.
Okay.
Money, right? Fiat. They print this shit every day, bro.
Yeah.
It loses value. With Bitcoin, you're a certain amount. I'm a Bitcoin bull, bro.
Okay.
Not really. There's other cryptos. Yeah, they have use cases, whatever. But Bitcoin itself is beautiful, bro. And I see so much value in it that like, it's like I don't know. I started putting in 2017, kept it. It was going through 20K. I was like, it was a situation. I didn't sell at that point, but I just kept writing it out. But I was gonna buy a Bitcoin mining rig in 2017.
Okay.
Okay, he talked me down. I was gonna take out like a lot of debt, and I probably should have in hindsight. I was gonna take out like a lot of debt and
Yeah.
like just like it would pay off now.
Yeah.
But it's all right. But I didn't really I kind of got out of it after the bull run. I kind of lost like, oh, this shit's just like another thing. It just goes up and then it comes down. I lost interest in it. And then I just like, I didn't really know what job I wanted.
Okay.
Didn't know, but then I was like, let me be a fucking pioneer. Like JP Morgan back in the day, bro. He was 20 years old when he started banking and all this stuff, like financial industry. And he was like a titan. I think what like crypto nowadays is like, if you go into it, you're like the JP Morgan back in the day.
For sure.
It's so young, bro. What? Bitcoin dropped 2009?
Yep.
How many years is that, bro?
13.
13 years? That's the youngest industry I know that's like doing some
That
sort
boy
of
is still playing T-rated games.
yeah, no, seriously. So I see a lot of like future value in it. That's why I got into it.
Okay.
And I don't know. It's more like I do more sales and like marketing and like business development
Okay.
than anything. I don't really code. I'm disciplined in coding, but I prefer more of the entrepreneurial like business side of stuff.
Because like I always bitch. I was just bitching to my mom about this, I think 2 days ago. It's weird how when, like, for example, I'll work my whole life and you'll put all of this money in a 401k, which essentially is somebody else is kind of gambling with my money to try to maximize profits in like a stock market.
Well, generally it'll be in like a broad index fund.
So I don't disagree with that. I think I'm a boglehead. So I think like long term
Yeah.
investing with like
Like I wouldn't call that
low
just,
low
like,
cost
the-
interest like interest.
Yeah, like
go ahead.
401k stuff is it's you're giving your money to someone, but like there's different kinds of like investment type of structure.
Okay. Yeah. Because I don't know a lot about this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's like
He's like traditional finance. I'm more like crypto, like
He's a
alternative.
crypto
guy,
So like
a-
we're like on
I'm trying to
different
fuck with it all.
philosophies, but what?
yeah.
What was it?
No, I think it's like it's like the like there's like different kinds of asset classes. I think crypto's like an emerging one. I think is like interested from like the emerging perspective. But like,
I want to be like I'm thinking like forward thinking, future thinking. Like that's where he's more ingrained in financial stuff because it's more like it's built and you can not game it, but like once you understand the system, you can make a lot of money that way. And
Yeah.
I think it's like a really interesting game.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
broad
super
sense. It's a
complex.
fun
Like
Well,
there's a
game.
lot of
Because I always bitch about it. It's like why can't now I have the choice of like, because that's my money that I like work. Like I should have the option to like put some here and put some there.
Yeah.
Like
it
that.
depends. It depends on the 401k provider. Oh, but the broad thing though is like you brought up Jack Bogle. He's the guy who founded Vanguard. I don't know if you heard that company. Basically, what it does is instead of letting some guy like pick a bunch of names and then just like this one looks good, so I'm gonna get this one. They just have like there's an index that like,
Okay.
the company makes, right? So it's just like the largest companies, etc. Right? So like the SP 500. Have you heard of that?
I don't know.
Nasdaq, Dow
Yeah,
Jones,
yeah.
those
I've
ones.
heard-
So
yeah.
those are just different indexes, right? And then so the 401k money that just gets put into products where they just buy the index.
Okay,
That's
that
what
makes
the most of the
sense.
thing
That
is.
makes sense.
But yeah, there's not as much freedom to do that versus like other kinds of like accounts.
Yeah, because I know like now there's a part of me that would want to just put like 50% just in like Bitcoin and then
Oh.
just
do it.
what
Do it.
like I
No,
would-
wait till it hits like 8K, 10K, and then that's what I'm doing. I'm like accumulating money and then pushing at like 8K, 10. Not financial advice. Okay, hold
This
on.
is not.
Hold on,
financial
hold on.
advice.
This is not financial advice, but
Uh,
that's my plan is. It's like I'm waiting for it to lower a little bit and then.
I think the biggest thing is that like so I'm like a quant trader, so like I like build like trading strategies, like,
Okay.
trade markets, to do it with like algorithms and like like ML and AI and stuff like that. And I think the biggest thing is like it's part of this game is like there's so much like uncertainty about certain things, and like you're never actually gonna get like the top price or the bottom price. Like trying to think that like that's what I should be doing is like the wrong mentality. It's more about like what am I trying to achieve, and like what is the best sort of like risk, what is the best reward relative to risk, and then just think in those terms.
got you. Yeah, see, I'm so stupid.
I feel
No,
the same
it's
way.
actually I think some people think of this, but like
I'm kind of retarded.
yeah,
I
I might be
mean-
kind of stupid, you know. I might be kind of stupid.
Like I'm just sitting here listening.
kinda
I'm like,
He goes-
Jesus.
I'm kind of retarded.
No, but tying that
That
earlier
clip
point
is-
about
that's
gambling,
amazing.
because I think like, some people like will call people that are gamblers in like a pejorative sense, right? I think there's like a lot of overlap between like the way professional gamblers think and the way sort of like professional investors or traders. or people
Oh,
think,
agreed.
right? And like the core of it is just how do you assess risk relative to reward? And if you're making a sequence of good decisions and not putting all your eggs in one basket, in one sense,
Yeah.
then like if you do that well, then like you can sort of perform. And that just the general concept is like it's much more general. It's like when you're like you see like the finest girl pull up at the club, right? It's like what's the reward there? What's the risk? Do you think it's something that pays off, right? And just like that side of broader decision making, it's just taking that perspective. It's like you don't need to be like the smartest guy. It's just like can you assess that well?
For sure. For sure. I'm still stupid.
You're a smart guy, man. Don't even downplay it. You're an intelligent dude, bro.
Thank you.
Don't lose confidence. Like,
Thank
come
It's
on,
about the
Jake.
perception that you control. You are an intelligent.
That's
The
facts.
mind is the
That's
strongest
facts,
weapon.
dude. That's
That's the-
facts. You learned it here first.
Juice.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything?
Has it been a time?
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to dive into? Well, I mean,
We should go for another like 15, 20
15
hours.
Yeah.
okay, all right.
No, it was great seeing you guys, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually,
seriously.
one thing I do want to
Yeah.
ask you guys about. You've seen sort of like the Twitter files and like the stuff that's been coming out around that.
I have.
What is it now?
What do you guys?
It's basically there's like this shit where it's like broad censorship of people with different viewpoints, and that if you like look at like I think it's like there's like a breakdown of like percent of donations by employees at a firm, and if you look at like Twitter's, it was like 99% Democratic. And I'm not pro-Democrat. I fucking hate all of them. I think all
Yeah,
politics are
agreed.
scams, personally. But
Fuck
like
'em.
there was the shit where basically like it's pretty clear that there was like government interference and censorship of like people with opinions that are away from like the left.
Yeah.
Right, and like I guess like what's your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, truthfully,
How
for
much does that
me,
unsettle you?
like, I know this is a simple answer. It just doesn't shock me at a sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much information and content and modern day media and certain things that go out mixed with powerful people that have all this money, and it doesn't surprise me that whoever it is on whatever side, who cash is king at the end of the day. So for me personally, it didn't surprise me that all these things were happening, but I think with what you're talking about with the Twitter files, I think that ultimately it may damage things now in short-term view, people learning that, but ultimately in the long game, I think that makes a better place to live in, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So what you're saying is like what it came out that they were like not showing certain stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was like downranking people and like sort of blocking certain accounts and stuff.
like
that.
what do they call that?
Like
Shadow banning.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit?
Like they
Yeah.
actually like if you actually looked at like there's sort of formal Twitter like guidelines on like when you can like take a person's account down and stuff like that, and like you can actually look at their message chat like when they took Trump down, they're like he has made no formal violation.
No. See,
Right, like-
that's what I was gonna say.
And then you
It-
still take it down.
It
I'm
absolutely.
not a Trump supporter. in
no,
this
but
I know
I
what you
agree.
mean, yeah.
Because
I know what you mean.
it absolutely terrifies me where you see it like a lot, like when there's some kind of person making some kind of buzz about whatever.
and you don't like
Like
it.
I'm gonna use
Yeah.
an example. Fucking Andrew Tate.
Yeah. It's,
Let's be real. Like he didn't do any. He just said shit. That crazy shit. That's all he did was say crazy shit.
Yeah.
And he gets banned from everything.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
For what reason, bro?
It's terrifying.
What reason?
How they can just be like, oh, we don't want you guys to hear this guy talk, so we're just gonna cancel him off of everything.
Yeah.
It's
And
terrifying.
I guess more for me now that I'm actually thinking about this while he was speaking, it's like it terrifies me more that there are people that walk this earth wherever you're at, that if they disagree with the point, their angle is to eliminate that
Yep.
point.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Dude, you could have nailed it more on the head.
Yeah,
Ver-
that's-
versus-
Couldn't have nailed it more on the head.
Versus like when I
Let's
hear
not
some-
have discourse. Let's
Yeah.
just get rid of him.
versus when I hear something and if I don't believe it, I'm like, okay, but I still try to understand why that person thinks that way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing that's being, at least now, taken away from the younger generation going up. They're growing up in a society where everything they see and read is what they're supposed to
Exactly.
think versus
Exactly.
like, I'm allowed to sit back and question things, and it doesn't make me a bad person
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for trying
Just
to
'cause it's
understand.
not
You know
fitting
where
with
it
the
comes
narrative.
From? You know where it comes
Like-
from? That same sort of arrogance I said earlier about people how they're
100%.
so confident about a certain view.
Yup.
When you get confident enough, right? Like if you think you're 100% certain about something and that you take that as being like a true statement,
Yeah.
then you can make all sorts of false types of like reasonings based on that, right? And that like it's something where like I forget who was saying this, but like this idea that like basically like if you were to like fully believe, this was that debate between
Jordan
Peterson and
Sam Harris?
Sam Harris, yeah. Where it was like if you fully accept like the like that like a book is completely true and that book says like murdering people is okay,
Yeah.
right? Or taking slaves is okay, right? And you say that this is the highest truth and I accept that. It is rational to then take slaves and murder people.
For sure.
That is the rational thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's these people are behaving rationally in one sense, but the things that they're so confident about are not. They should not have that level of confidence, and it's like that just effect playing out across society. Just that's what drives that polarization.
Agreed, because like there's something that bothered me, and I want to say this the right way, that it comes off the right way. It's like it's weird to me that there was a group or a push of people that wanted to remove past histories like slavery from the history books.
Yep.
Where how
Yes.
my mind
Yep.
works, it's
That's
like
crazy.
you want to have that stuff in there to show
Example.
what's wrong and how much we've progressed.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's
that
what you learn from it. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't just take it out and be like, all history is good. This is the best. This is what's amazing. What happened? Plus, like, it's bastardized, bro. We don't get the full form. Like history, bro. We get like a narrative. We're fed a narrative
Yeah.
of like history is different in every aspect
Yes.
of the world.
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
We went to India for like a little bit in like 7th, 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
Their history was completely different.
We
than,
didn't even
like,
I didn't know what the
American.
fuck they were talking about.
Yeah,
I
like,
still
we're-
smashed that class though.
Slaughtered.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like shit like how we ask like, oh, who invented calculus? We're gonna say, oh, Isaac Newton or like Leibniz, whatever, right? Calculus invented in the 3rd century in South India.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Number 0.
Your history is a
Oh,
narrative.
boy.
It's
Your history's a
it's-
narrative.
It's scary too what you said, how they want to take out that there was slavery and stuff, because that makes you go think like, go back to what we were talking about, that library burnt down or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
what don't we have access to? What if they've done that already for us,
Yeah.
like with history books?
Yeah.
Like they've
Oh, shit.
taken
No, it
shit
is.
out when 50 years ago.
I'm sure
They
have.
took shit out
to
of
have.
history,
Yeah, I mean-
and we just never were told it.
There's
or
that
learned
quote.
it.
It's like
They
a
have to have.
history is written by the winner.
Exactly.
Right?
And
Yeah.
if you want to learn, Chris DiStefano, funny comedian, big history guy.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh, what's his story? His 9/11 story.
Yeah, that's a great
That's a
fucking
classic.
story.
That's a classic.
He always says, like, if you want to actually learn what happened in a country, you have to learn the history from the other country's perspective, because
Okay.
the country that
Yeah.
quote unquote won or maybe didn't even win is going to tell it differently to perceive that this thing may have happened, where we're probably getting 15% of what actually happened versus like in like Germany or whatever. Like there's so many things that have happened throughout this world, and the fact that how my brain works is if you remove the whole slavery argument out of history books, and again, my brain, this is just how I
no.
operate.
No,
Experiment.
If you act like that never happened, what's to say that
you won't happen again? Or is
100 years from now it doesn't happen again
Hmm.
because people are like, wait, we can fucking control people and this has never happened before. I
Yeah.
want to make history.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of where my brain works. Not saying that's right, not saying that's wrong, but I would rather know what happened or a story of what happened to figure out how to better myself as a person. And I just think it's odd that the name of the game now is just to eliminate and slash perspectives that don't work. Like one of the Twitter files things was something Fauci said. They sent something over to where it was like anything that goes against what he says on Twitter, that tweet gets deleted or you get like a strike on your account. Like they were doing shit like that to where like if somebody,
That's wild.
a person like me, it wouldn't really affect, but like higher prominent people, because it's, I don't know. I'm happy you brought it up because it's a fascinating thing that people's game now is like, let's just pretend it didn't happen versus like, let's talk this out Discord and learn from it. It's just weird. And that's why I love podcasting, truthfully, because
no, this is alternative media. This is what dude. Actually, you kind of sparked an idea in my head. Going off your idea, they probably eliminated the history of like media manipulation controlling a society.
100%.
I think they deleted that from the history books, bro, because that's what they're doing now.
Yeah.
They control through their narratives of like mainstream media. They probably got
They're
rid
like,
of.
oh, we can't have these people catching on. We got to
Yeah, yeah.
take it out of the history book.
Yes.
That's
I think that's.
Well,
you just gave me that theory.
It's just like Charles Manson, like awful person for sure.
Sure.
But he was a CIA experiment or
Manchurian candidate.
whatever the hell they're called. He was dosing everybody to see how he was able to control those people. Like that's what that whole thing's from. And there's a fucking, I can't remember what the theory, it starts with an M, that around the whole same time, like the Unabomber, Charles Manson, Jack Ruby, all these guys, they were being dosed by the C.
Oh,
the
Project MK Ultra.
That's
MK
it.
Ultra.
MK Ultra.
Yes.
Like and to sit back and know that was a thing and to act like that stuff doesn't go on today is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's just like the tip of the iceberg, bro. There's so much more
there's like
devious shit that they're
recent thing
doing.
that came out like it was like declassified documents that show that JFK's assassination was done by the CIA.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
because
only trust presidents that have been assassinated, bro. I only trust presidents that have been
there's some
assassinated.
merit to
there is
that.
some merit to that.
You know what I mean?
Dead
Like they
ass.
have to have been doing something that pissed off the elite behind them. They were
Yes.
like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna give the people. There has to be some credibility, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, one thing the weirdest because like it seems like even at the highest levels, there's shit that you can and can't say. Like I recommend people to go watch the Dave Chappelle interview with Oprah after he came back from Africa.
Yes. Go watch that. Go watch that right after this video.
It seems like he's trying to say something, but even him in his position
holding it
can't
back,
say.
right? You can tell.
But he's alluding to it.
Yeah.
and you can see Oprah is pushing back on it in the way that you can tell that Oprah's been paid off.
Yeah.
Like,
Oprah's
it's like,
part of the
oh,
narrative.
There's like
I'm
this.
gonna look
It's like the
this
shit.
up.
Like I this is the whole separate discussion, but like the stuff about like sort of like the Epstein Island, and, like that. Like it's like this. But like it's this clear, just like this sort of manipulation by certain people at the top, right? And like that is just I don't know what to do. Like it disgusts me, but like how much do you do it? Like
What can you do about it?
it's
You
something
just have
like
to play the game.
I
bro.
like to me in the
literally.
sense of calling some of the stuff the Matrix. Like I have like a Twitter that I use as like more like a news stream, but like I don't use like any social media or anything like that
For
anymore.
sure.
Like it's just like I'm just like not playing that game.
Well, dude, we say it all the time. If it wasn't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't have social media.
Okay.
Because like the only way to somewhat grow anything is by
Yeah.
putting that out there.
Yeah.
So like I have to have it,
Sure.
but I've
Necessary evil, right?
I've caught myself. I'm just off of all of it so much. So like I don't know. It's all that stuff is fascinating. I just hope when all is said and done that people realize that it's like okay to think differently. There's nothing better than me believing one thing, hearing someone's theory about it, and changing my mind.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah, they could be onto something that you
that's
haven't thought,
learning.
and it's probably a better.
This is learning, gentlemen.
And then-
Gentlemen.
yeah,
Gentlemen.
But people are like, man, you're a flip flopper. It's
Yeah.
like,
Like no,
dude, I'm
I
fucking
just changed
adaptive.
my mind.
Yeah.
I'm progressing better to a better opinion.
Yeah.
Better.
I'm not a
Like my
flip flopper. I'm learning things.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
And it's just like that having the humility
Yeah.
of that, right? Of like you haven't have it figured out.
And again, it all circles back to the arrogance to think that you know more than the person next to you or in front of you.
sure.
It's fucking.
And I'm
wild.
saying this as I say this because I know myself as being an arrogant person about my own personal views, but you have to be like cognizant of that
for sure
right?
because there's
Be confident, but don't be arrogant.
yeah
I guess that's the message. Like you
there's
can't.
things that I think that like. And I can't even think of one off the top of my head that somebody may disagree with, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna sit down and
Assess, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
There's no reason why not to. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. That was a fucking solid talk though.
Sure.
Right there.
Yeah, it was.
It's,
This is gonna be anti-arrogance brothers, bro.
Yeah,
That's the episode. Yes,
Yeah. No,
anti-arrogance brothers.
So you guys will have to hit us up the next time you're in town or
Yeah.
around, and
completely.
we'll keep this up every
Run this
time.
up.
for sure. It was a blast.
Basically, it was very nice
Yeah,
to see
dude, it was
both of
great
you.
seeing you.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
I haven't
crazy.
seen you guys in a
insane.
while.
Dude, this is why I love this though. We haven't seen each other in fucking what 13 years. Hear me out.
Longer.
13 years, whatever.
Longer.
And we just sit
50
down
plus
here
years.
and just shot the shit for an
Yeah.
hour and a half like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it
love
was
it.
awesome.
Love it.
Make sure to follow me Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman and subscribe to the Juicebox YouTube. JT and you guys can close it out. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. It was a fucking pleasure. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. 2023, baby. Let's go.
It was great being on the juice, and I'll just leave it with truth is found in compromise.
Amen.
Shout out all my Jews. Oh wait, you call your Juice Box fans Jews?
Yeah.
I'm trying. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
You got
That
canceled.
was good.
But
You got one.
I don't promote any. Go follow Jake. Go follow JT. Go follow the Juice Box.
Hell yeah.
Support the show. We conquer. This is conquering. We
Yes.
conquer the world.
Amen.
Follow the Juice Box.
Thank you so much, guys. You can catch me at John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. It's at the Juicebox Pod. It's at the Juicebox Pod. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
Yo, I actually searched it one time, and it came up the diabetes podcast. I'm like, there's some
There-
rebranding.
It's crazy.
Some rebranding's
I know.
going on. But JT, bring back morning milk, bro.
I know.
Bring
dude.
back goddamn morning
See,
milk.
Since I'll be moving, I'll be like maybe I'll have to because I got to put out something,
Yeah.
So
I really enjoy that content.
thank you.
bro.
I had a good. I know. I think about it a lot. I had
I'm gonna
such a
send
good
you
time.
like heavy creams
Yeah.
and shit to try.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's ZAR, Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in Reebok. Bye bye.